Arirang is an epic novel written by the writer Jung Wei-jo, and it tells the story of the Koreans' persistent survival and resistance against the Japanese during the Japanese colonial era. Over 400 million copies of this book were sold, and recently it has also been created into a musical, which I was able to see at the IJIC Summer Camp 2015. The musical Arirang recomposed Jo's novel using the Korean traditional song Arirang. It is a song that every Korean knows, but where on earth did this famous song come from? There are many stories on the origin of Arirang. One of the most famous stories is that it was sung by the people who were forced to labor at the reconstruction of Gyeongbokgung, a palace that was rebuilt in the Joseon dynasty in the late 19th century. It is said that the people sang this song because they were mournful to have been separated from their wives and their children. Another story says that it is a song that was sung by the people who didn't want to pay extra taxes for the reconstruction of the same palace because they were already having a hard time feeding themselves and their family. Since Arirang has been passed down orally, we cannot know for sure exactly where it came from, but Arirang having so many different tales of origin means that it is a song that embraces the Koreans' joys and sorrows all throughout history. Arirang grew famous and popular to the Koreans in the 19th century, and when the movie Arirang by Na Eun-gyu was released in the 20th century, Arirang became a song that was sung all over the country as a resistance to the Japanese. It is evaluated to have expressed the resentment in the Korean people who lost their country and were tortured in the course of fighting to have it back, and to have ignited the resistance cell in the Koreans. Arirang has been passed down orally, generation after generation, and it underwent through a lot of changes when it was passed down in many different forms. Arirang was put on the UNESCO representative list of intangible culture of humanity in 2012, and its diversity and historic means were acknowledged worldwide. Arirang does not stay in one particular culture, but rather is passed down through history and is recreated over and over, reflecting the Koreans' minds and spirits the way it is. Arirang had been a very famous song of resistance during the Japanese colonial era, but people nowadays do not sing it nor even think about it unless someone tells them to, which is really sad. So even though there is definitely no need to sing Arirang or think about it all the time, I believe that it is worthy to try and remember the national spirit implied in it every once in a while. Thank you for listening. Okay guys, so thank you for listening to my speech. That was the official part of my speech, and now I have something extra special for you. I'm going to demonstrate some of the variations of Arirang in Korea, so I hope you enjoy. 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 났네 아리랑 응응응 아라리가 났네 문경세제는 웬 고겐가 구부야 구부구부야 눈물이로다 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 났네 아리랑 응응응 아라리가 났네 날 좀 보소 날 좀 보소 날 좀 보소 동지섣달 꽃본 듯이 날 좀 보소 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 나